The Hobbit, the Desolation of Smaug. Where do we even begin? If An Unexpected Journey was a bloated mess, then this sequel takes things to a whole new level of absurdity. Directed once again by Peter Jackson, this installment in the Hobbit trilogy is like watching someone play a never-ending game of Dragon's Lair on the hardest difficulty setting. We rejoin our intrepid band of dwarves and their Hobbit companion Bilbo Baggins as they continue their quest to reclaim their homeland from the dreaded dragon Smaug. Along the way, they encounter elves, orcs, and a host of other fantastical creatures. But sadly, none of them seem to have received the memo that this is supposed to be a fun adventure romp. Let's start with the titular dragon himself, shall we? Smaug, voiced by Benedict Cumberbatch, is an impressive CGI creation to be sure, but he's also about as intimidating as a kitten with a cold. Instead of striking fear into the hearts of viewers, he mostly just elicits groans as he monologues about his hoard of gold like a particularly verbose Bond villain. And then there's Legolas, everyone's favorite bow-wielding elf prince. While it's nice to see Orlando Bloom reprising his role, his addition to the story feels about as necessary as a third nipple. Instead of adding depth to the narrative, his presence only serves to remind us that this is, in fact, a prequel to The Lord of the Rings, in case we somehow forgot. But perhaps the most egregious offense of The Desolation of Smaug is its treatment of poor Bilbo Baggins. Martin Freeman does his best with the material he's given, but he's ultimately overshadowed by all the bombastic action and CGI spectacle unfolding around him. It's like trying to spot a hobbit in a haystack made of elves and orcs. And let's not forget about the film's runtime, which clocks in at a whopping 161 minutes. Jackson seems to have mistaken quantity for quality, cramming every frame with more CGI monsters and epic battles than you can shake a staff at. By the time the credits roll, you'll be left wondering if you'll ever get those 3 hours of your life back. In the end, The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug is a bloated, overblown mess of a film that squanders its potential at every turn. Despite its impressive technical achievements, it ultimately fails to capture the magic of Tolkien's original story, leaving audiences with little more than a sense of desolation themselves. So grab your ring of power and embark on this journey at your own risk, for there are no refunds in Middle-earth.